Hello, Aaron's anxiety friends, all my friends. Um, Today is Memorial Day, so I know it's not Veterans Day. A lot of times people don't know the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Veterans Day is for people who served or are serving, and then Memorial Day is actually for people who were lost in combat. Um, so I thought today would be a wonderful day to make a video. One, to say happy Memorial Day to everybody, and just to say thank you to all the people that have served, and all the people that have served and did not make it home, to give us this wonderful life that we have. So thank you. We couldn't have all this. I couldn't have my channel without their sacrifice. So find a veteran, go to a gravesite. There's plenty of gravesites with plenty of veterans who died at war. They can put a little flower on their graves. Not a bad idea. I used to do it all the time. Just a random person. So that being said, getting into the video for today, I wanted to make a video about, and it's just like all my videos, it's just kind of off the top of my head ideas of what I know about things. And today I wanted to kind of give you guys a couple ways to curb your anxiety when your anxiety is in a heightened state. So when you feel the high anxiety or the depersonalization coming on, or like a panic attack coming on, or what feels like it may be a panic attack, that means your anxiety levels are heightened. And so in order to get those down, there's a couple few things that you can do. And so number one is going to be, a lot of times people don't breathe correctly, especially when you start getting anxiety. You start taking shallow breaths. It's always important to take a second to think about how you're breathing and how your posture is. Posture is very, very important. Not only so you don't develop back problems, but also if you kind of puff out your chest and stand in a dominant stance, studies have shown that just standing in a dominant stance will help you feel a lot better as far as your anxiety goes. It gives you more confidence, and it just overall gives you a good vibe. Breathing is very important too. If you're shallow breathing, you're not getting enough oxygen flow to your body, and that your brain takes a lot of oxygen to run that baby. So that being said, pay attention to your breathing. If you notice yourself breathing shallow, kind of slow yourself down and take some deep breaths. The way I do it is I want more oxygen in and less oxygen out, but you want to get rid of that. So the way I do it, which people are going to say one way or the other, I breathe in and I hold it and I let out. So that's the exact way I do it. To help is I use 6 seconds. I use a 6-second rule. And what I do is I breathe in through my nose for 6 seconds. And then I hold it for 6 seconds. And then I let it out within 4 seconds. That way you have more oxygen coming in, it's holding, and then you're expelling the other stuff quicker. And then you repeat that. And I do that, as many times as it takes. You will actually feel your body start to come down from anxiety just by breathing better and breathing more efficiently for your body. So 6 seconds in your nose, hold for 6 seconds, and then release for 4 seconds. You can do that if I'm a big guy, so I have big lungs. You can also do it for 4 seconds. If you want to breathe in 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 3 seconds or 2 seconds, you can do that too. But just pay attention to your breathing. Learn some breathing techniques. There's a lot of videos on breathing techniques. It's very important. Second is, if you're getting really close, you think that you're getting really close to feeling like you might have a panic attack, distraction's always going to be good. I know it's really hard once you get past a certain point. It's really hard to distract yourself. And people without anxiety have a hard time knowing how to help you. So a lot of times, what I will do in those situations, or what I used to do, is I would actually sit down and I would turn on a video game, and it was just a way to focus on a story or a mission or something that I had to do in that video game, to kind of get my mind over somewhere else. You need to snap your mind out of it. Another thing I used to do a lot was I would actually get in my car and go to my dad's house, and just sit and talk with my dad. My dad has always been there for me. He's always been a wonderful person in my life. Not that my mom or anything hasn't. I got a lot of wonderful people in my life, but my dad, for some reason, has always just been like my comfort zone. Um, I just feel safe and secure around him all the time. So if I was just feeling anxiety, I would just get in my car and drive to my dad's, and then I just sit, just like a surprise. Hey, what's going on? And I just sit there and talk. I wouldn't tell him, hey, I'm coming over here because I have anxiety. I would just go over there and just talk to him. And so he'd be asking me, what's going on? How's everything going? Normal parent stuff. And as he's talking, they ask you questions back and forth. You ask them questions, and just the normal conversation just would take my anxiety down. So if you have a parent or a loved one or someone like that that does that for you, that's always an option too. And it worked for me. And it would get my mind off of things, and I would cool down later on and be like, wow, glad I went and talked to Dad. I usually try not to talk to all my siblings or my loved ones about it too much. And the reason is because as anxiety sufferers, especially if you have like health anxiety and things like that, you tend to, sorry, adjust the camera. I try to be very still for you guys. You try not to bother people with your health anxiety. You always wonder, am I talking too much? Am I asking them questions? Are they getting annoyed by me? That's all anxiety. I always try not, I don't want to be labeled as someone who's talking about my health or my mental condition all the time. So when I go to those places, don't say, hey, I'm here for this. I mean, unless you're like really think you're going to go into panic mode, say, hey, I just need to get my mind off of it. But if you just have heightened anxiety and you're looking to just kind of chill out, don't go over and say that. Just talk about whatever that's beside the point, okay? You don't want to burden anybody with, the fact that, because there's nothing really they can do for you anyway, and trying to talk to them about symptoms is like shooting in the dark. You know what I mean? A lot of times they're not going to have the same anxiety or any anxiety or those particular problems. And usually if you're searching for people to verify your symptoms, you can just chalk it up for anxiety. A lot of times people message me about their symptoms and how they're feeling, and if you're doing that, you have anxiety. So stop. You have anxiety. As soon as you go, are you feeling? Yes, I felt that. We've all felt that. You have anxiety. So just chalk it up for that and work towards getting away from that. Other things that I would do, let's see, what else would I do? I used to do all kinds of different things. I went for a walk one time. If you're going to go for a walk just to kind of cool your head, it is always great, especially a little exercise, fresh air will be great. I would recommend taking somebody with you if you're having heightened state of anxiety, because I went for a walk one time, and it was, I don't know, a mile away from here, from my house, and I sat down at a park and my head was just stirring, and I just went into a full-blown panic attack right there in the middle of the park. There was kids, there was people around, and I must have looked like a crazy person because I went, when you have a panic attack, you're like disoriented and you're just like trying to, just know that you got to leave. And then I tried to call my wife, say, hey, can you come pick me up? Because she was right around the corner. Well, she was sleeping on the couch taking a nap and she didn't hear her phone. So when you're going through a panic attack and you try to call and nobody's coming, you're like, oh, that's not good. Sorry, somebody's behind me. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I don't know if you guys can tell that. So I just ran as fast as I could home, which is definitely a panic attack type situation. But I always think I must have looked like a crazy person, people see a guy walking up, sitting down at a bench, just sitting there, got his hands in, and all of a sudden he just stands up, looks around confused, and then just sprints away. That's got to be the weirdest thing ever for people. Uh, but I got through it. It's okay. Um, so yeah, those are just a few things that you can do to kind of curb your anxiety a little bit. I did have a playful thought just to end this for people that are actually sticking it out through the end of my videos. And I think that there's some validity there. And that's, I always thought, here's what I did one time. I was worried. I was to the point where I was always worried that I was going to have a panic attack. But I wasn't having any panic attacks. It was like, a year later from a panic attack that I had, and I was still worried that I was going to have a panic attack. So when my anxiety would go up, I think, oh no, am I going to have a panic attack? What if I go out here? Or you're talking to somebody, and while they're talking, you're thinking about, oh shit, what if I have a panic attack right now? What would that be like? And then you try to think about something else. But what I did is I was in the car. I remember I was in the car with my wife, and I told her, I was like, I'm really worried that I might have a panic attack at some point. It like kind of weighs on me. And she was like, well, you haven't had a panic attack in quite some time. I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I'm just keeping it away. And you know what I mean? She goes, no, maybe. And so she said, well, why don't you go ahead and have a panic attack right now? And it was the weirdest thing. My brain was like, what? Why would I do that? She goes, because you're always trying to dodge the panic attacks that aren't coming. So she goes, as opposed to trying to dodge them, you're sitting here with me in the car. We were in the driveway. She goes, you're sitting here with me in the car. I am of sound body and mind. That's what she said, not me. And she goes, I can protect you. We're at home. We're safe. We're in the car. We can walk inside. We can lock the door. Everything's safe. She goes, why don't you try to have a panic attack just to see if you can get yourself. So as opposed to trying to run from the panic attack, try to get yourself a panic attack. And so I sat there and I was like, all right, fine. I'm scared, but I'm going to do it. And I sat there and I was trying to think of things that would cause me to have a panic attack. I tried to simulate having a panic attack and thinking about panic attack and trying to have a panic attack. And I was trying, like legit trying to have a panic attack, and I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't cause myself to have a panic attack. Why? Because there was nothing really to panic about. And it was just me worrying about having a panic attack. And after that, we went inside, and I didn't end up having a panic attack because they couldn't do it on cue. And I thought, wow, I can't even try. I can't even do it on purpose if I wanted to. And so from then on, I just kind of had a new thought about panic attacks. Like, it's something that's designed in my brain to help me. Why would I be worried about it? The times I had panic attacks were times that I needed to have a panic attack. And then the time after was just my body reacting to having a severe panic attack. So it's just kind of something to think about for my viewers, because some of my viewers, you're all wonderful people. Your comments, you guys are all going through the same thing I am. But anxiety people, I think in general, are just wonderful people. It's, you got to keep in mind, somebody with anxiety is somebody who cares a lot, somebody who has a lot of meaning behind what they say and what they feel and what they think. They're very passionate people. They're very creative people. So when you talk to anxiety people, these are wonderful, well-rounded people. So that being said, my subscribers, the comments, and the just the likes and everything that I get from you guys is so uplifting to know that I'm just surrounded by such wonderful people, basically. You know what I mean? Like, I have other channels and other streams on Facebook and stuff, and it's like there's a lot of negative shit out there, and so we're kind of in our own little boat. So but yeah, so stay positive, guys. I hope this video helps. If it did help, and if these are some good tips for you, if they helped you, hit the like button. If you'd like to comment, subscribe, all that other fun stuff, please do so. I'm going to keep the videos coming as I think of things. Sorry, another person behind me again. I'm actually in my driveway right now. Um, so yeah, if you guys feel so inclined, I am no longer on any of the pages on Facebook for anxiety, depression, derealization, depersonalization. I don't really do much with Facebook lately anymore. So if you could share this video, if it helped you and you think it could help somebody else on those channels, please, you can go to the share button, hit copy link. It's the first thing that pops up, and just copy a link over to those guys. The nice thing about anxiety people is we all know how horrible it is, and the thing we want to do the most, besides validate our symptoms, is to help people. So if we can help as many people as we can, let's do that. I mean, there's a lot of people in the same boat with us, and there's a lot of people in the same boat that don't have someone to talk to or someone like me to listen to. They don't know that people like me are out here that are actually positive people in the realm of anxiety. So let's share these videos if you don't mind. I mean, all we're trying to do is help. I'm not getting anything, you're not getting anything. We're literally just donating our time to trying to help people get out of the thicket. So, all right, I'm done ranting. All right, thanks, guys. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the veterans, the ones that passed and the ones that are serving or have served. You guys are a godsend. And until next time, I'm Aaron from Aaron's Anxiety, and I will see you in the next video.